Breakfast, something you believe about your own body, was actually invented to sell you a product. Now, the thing is, it's like my mom, my dad, they're like, oh, eat your breakfast. Oh, you're going to school, eat your breakfast. It's gonna be good for you. The thing about this belief is you didn't choose this belief, you inherited it, and someone planted it in either your school, your doctor's office, on your breakfast table, and walked away extremely very rich. Okay, we're talking about $50 billion generated annually, 100 years of manufactured belief, and then zero original scientific studies. Now, I'm really curious, who told you breakfast was the most important meal of the day? And how did that belief essentially get hijacked into all of our systems to actually believe that this was the case? Now, the setup before the destruction, okay? Breakfast is the most important meal of the day. Like, how many times have you guys ever heard that? My mom, super Filipino, she's like, "Huy, you need to go ahead and eat your breakfast or you'll go ahead and just die," essentially. Like, I was essentially told that if I didn't eat breakfast, I would die as a kid. And the thing is, you've heard this your entire life. Your parents said it, your doctor confirmed it, your schools enforced it, your government funded it, but you have never questioned it until now. So where have you heard it from? You heard it maybe from your home. Oh, you can't skip breakfast, said every morning, built into domestic ritual across generations without any source. Who confirmed it? Medicine. Physicians have been recommending it for the past 80 years. Dietetic associations endorsed it, printed it on every pamphlet before every waiting room. And then who institutionalized the government? So USDA Food Guidelines, National School Breakfast Program, started in 1975. And then the WHO Dietary Recommendations, $800 million in annual funding. And yet, no one can tell you who said it first. So before 1917, this phrase did not exist, okay? Search every medical journal from 1880 to 1950, every government nutrition document, every dietetic textbook. The phrase breakfast is the most important meal of the day has no scientific origin anyone can point to. Before you read further, guess who said it first? Was it a government study? Was it a famous doctor? Was it a nutritionist? Or was it an advertisement? So this trial and the trail leads to Battle Creek, Michigan. One factory, one family, one very clear financial motive. And what was that financial motive? When you see all of these things with 1880, no mention, 1900, no mention, 1910, no mention, 1917, Kellogg's national ad campaign, first documented use, and then phrase adopted in medical language 27 years later. So, John Harvey Kellogg, Battle Creek, 1897. Before Kellogg's, most Americans ate a small morning meal or nothing. No concept of breakfast as essential, no morning eating ritual beyond what hunger demanded. The business problem, cold, shelf-stable box cereal, had no existing market. An entirely new daily habit had to be created and then sold as a biological necessity. So we are not selling cereal. We are selling the belief that cereal is what healthy Americans eat every morning. This is paraphrased from Kellogg's internal marketing strategy in the 1920s. So you literally have like an ad like this. Kellogg's Toasted Corn Flakes, Battle Creek, Michigan, the original health food. Start your day the right way with Kellogg's Toasted Corn Flakes. Recommended by leading physicians for morning vitality. Doctor approved. The modern science of nutrition confirms what mothers have known for generations. The first meal sets the character of the entire day. Kellogg's pure natural corn flakes provide the gentle nourishment required for vigorous mental and physical performance. No cooking required. 25 cents per package. Ask for it by name. So a daily habit is worth more than a product. It's actually worth more than a dynasty. If you want to go ahead and sell someone a thing, it's better to actually change their psychology and their behavior and then have that create a gap for them to actually want to buy it. It's kind of like in Wolf of Wall Street, where it's like, oh, sell me this pen, sell me this pen. Okay, can you write your name on here? That is a behavior. You're convincing them a behavior that they need to do. In return, a problem is filled in which they need to overcome that problem by buying something to then create and find the solution. So cornflakes, 2 cents raw material, a 1,200% markup on a product with near zero nutritional density, but the real number is the daily habit across 100 million households across 100 years. So imagine this, raw material cost 2 cents per serving, retail price 25 cents. That's a 1,200% markup. Okay, and you could actually see the global cereal revenue from 1900 is 40 million, 340 million, 2 billion, 19 billion. And in 2024, it's just like insanely high already as it is. So the science wasn't faked, it was just purchased. So nutritional science in 1900 was young, underfunded, and full of open questions. Kellogg didn't invent it. They funded it selectively, supporting research that made cereal look beneficial, letting contradictory results quietly disappear. So the publication bias documented industry-funded breakfast studies showing benefits is 93%. Independent studies showing same benefit, 16%. So you can see that there was more money funded by industry-funded research. I mean, look at this. So much more money was funded to actually create the belief and the science that actually eating breakfast, that behavior is actually beneficial, right? So the marketing claim leads to medical consensus in 27 years. 1917, your breakfast is the most important meal of the day. 1940s, AMA adoption, Kellogg funded a Eat a Good Breakfast campaign distributed to 40,000 physicians. Doctors began recommending it in clinical settings. 1950s, home economics curriculum, cereal companies donate materials to school. Breakfast nutrition becomes part of standard home EC textbooks across 48 states. And then USDA dietary guidelines. Federal dietary guidelines include breakfast as a recommended daily meal. National School Breakfast Program funded. The ad claim has now become law. And then now, unquestioned cultural truth, still in every cereal box, still in every pediatrician's office, still in government guidelines. The source, literally completely forgotten. So this isn't a scandal, it's a system. In 1967, the Sugar Research paid Harvard scientists $5,000 each to publish a review blaming fat for heart disease and exonerating sugar, hidden for 50 years, exposed in JAMA Internal Medicine in 2016. The mechanism is always identical, and once you see it, you can't unsee it. The playbook: find an underfunded science with open questions, fund research who will reach your conclusion. 3, publish selectively and bury the contradictions, and get into trusted institutions, AMA, USDA, WHO, and then collect for 100 years. And then you literally have a belief nationwide, okay? And this is literally it. Behavior generates profit, industry funds science, science shapes guideline, guidelines shape behavior, and you literally repeat this until you create a billion-dollar company. Now, when nobody's paying for the answer changes. So does breakfast boost metabolism? Industry-funded studies, 89% say yes. Independent studies, no consistent effect found. Does skipping breakfast cause weight gain? Yes, linked to obesity. Independent studies, BMJ, 2019, no causal link established. Does breakfast improve cognitive performance? Yes, across all groups, but in the independent study, only in undernourished children, no effects in healthy adults. Do breakfast skippers compensate by overeating? Yes, leads to overconsumption. In this study, self-regulation intact, no compensation in fact. Overall favorable outcome rate, 93% report benefit, 16% report benefit. So if you think about this, these are the same questions, same population, 5x difference in outcomes, one variable, who paid for the research? Whoever paid for the research literally dictated what it would turn into. Now, your body's designed to fast. You literally just forgot. Like the New England Journal of Medicine 2019, time-restricted eating produces genuine metabolic benefits. During the fasted state, your body activates mechanisms that cannot occur if you eat immediately upon waking. So autophagy activates 12 hours into a fast, cellular cleanup. Your insulin levels drop, fat oxidation increases, and inflammation markers decrease measurably. No muscle loss in healthy adults during a 16-hour fast. And then what you have here is literally the fasting window. Then when you eat for 8 hours, common time-restricted eating window studied, and multiple independent trials. So Kellogg is now $36 billion in sales. The belief still sells. Kellogg acquired by Mars for $36 billion in 2023. Same product, same belief, new corporate structure. The original manufactured truth now spans 6 generations. Imagine a marketing campaign where it's like you've said it once and now it's generating you sales because of an ingrained belief. Now, the complete breakfast visual on every cereal box, cereal, milk, orange juice, toast, was not designed by a nutritionist. Every product in that image represents a lobby that paid to be included. So the Sunkist campaign convinced Americans that orange juice at breakfast was a health habit. Before 1920, nobody drank it with breakfast. After the campaign, it was unthinkable not to. Again, this is a really good marketing lesson on how to create billions of dollars worth of company value by selling a belief instead of a product. Now, this video isn't about breakfast. It's about who paid for your belief. And it makes you understand, like, okay, what are the beliefs that I have that I was also lied to about because of some type of marketing effort to actually get me to believe those things? When you hear studies show, one question changes everything. Who paid for that study? It's not paranoia. It's just documented scientific literacy. You have it with tobacco. 40 years of studying and denying the link, proven in 1994 congressional testimony. You have sugar. 1967 Harvard study blaming fat. Hidden 50 years exposed in 2016. Breakfast. 100 years of cereal-funded studies. The case we've just built. And dairy. Got milk. A federal guideline. Calcium bone. Claim repeatedly challenged by independent research. The food industry has systematically confused the public about nutrition for a century, not by lying, but by funding the right research at the right time. And when you eat when you're hungry, not when they tell you to. This is an argument against breakfast. It's an argument for your bodies over their marketing. Some people generally benefit from eating in the morning, right? The difference is know why you're eating, not because of like some habit that happened. So you want to distinguish biological from conditioned hunger. It just takes 2 to 4 weeks to tell the difference. Real hunger builds slowly. Conditioned hunger hits at the same time every single day, right? If you think about like back in the day when we're just kind of like tribal folk, right? It's like we didn't always have like food available, right? So if you eat breakfast, eat real foods, eggs, fruit, protein, not engineered cereal with 14 grams of sugar and a sport star on the box. 3 questions for every food claim. Who funded the research? Has it been independently replicated? Does following the advice generate real revenue for someone? And 4, stop feeling guilty about skipping breakfast. You are not breaking a law of physics. You are just deviating from a 1917 advertising campaign. And this is literally said, no scientist ever said, every cereal company always. Breakfast is the most important meal of the day. Those words were written by a copywriter in 1917 for a Corn Flakes campaign. That belief has been generating billions of dollars every year for a century, and you never knew. So literally, send this to someone who still feels guilty for skipping breakfast. Tell them you're fine. You just got sold something over 100 years ago. And I'm really curious, what did you have for breakfast today? And what will you think about it differently now?